Hello everyone. Today we will study impact of jet on moving unsymmetrical curved plate. Here we will discuss following topics. Those are concept of velocity triangle, how to draw velocity triangle, expressions for force exerted by jet, work done, power and efficiency of jet. As we are dealing with unsymmetrical chord plate, we cannot derive expression directly as we did for all the previous cases. Here we should know the new concept. So that is nothing but a concept of velocity triangle, its component and how to draw the velocity triangle. So velocity triangle is nothing but a triangle representing various components of velocity of working fluid. Since the plate is unsymmetrical, the part below the center line and above the center line are different. So we will denote inlet part components as 1 and that of outlet part as 2. So let beta 1 is equal to angle between relative velocity of jet and motion of plate at inlet. So that we will call it as Vane angle at inlet. Similarly, beta 2 is equal to angle between relative velocity of jet and motion of plate at outlet. We will call it as Vane angle at outlet. So angle of deflection is nothing but total angle of line is 180 minus beta 1 plus beta 2. Jet of water coming out of nozzle strikes this curved plate with a velocity v1. So that is nothing but velocity of jet at inlet. So it strikes this plate tangentially making an angle alpha 1. So alpha 1 is nothing but angle between direction of jet and motion of plate. So that we will call it as guide blade angle at inlet. Here the inclined line AB is equal to V1. So that is equal to velocity of jet at inlet. So here V1 is inclined. So that is velocity which is inclined with the angle alpha 1. So we will resolve this velocity into two component. So that is horizontal component and vertical component. So the red line indicates the horizontal component of velocity v1. So that is equal to vw1. So vw1 is nothing but velocity of whirl at inlet, where w represent whirl and 1 represent inlet component. Whirl velocity is represented by line AD. So that is the horizontal component of velocity v1. Similarly, BD is the vertical component of v1. So that we will call it as vf1. So that is nothing but velocity of flow at inlet, where f represent flow and 1 represent the component at inlet. Two more velocities that are included in the inlet velocity triangle are: one is relative velocity represented by Vr1 and another one is velocity of plate U1. Relative velocity is nothing but velocity with which the jet of water strikes the moving curved plate. So that is represented by Vr1. So here BC shows the relative velocity which makes an angle beta 1 with the horizontal. So here we have AB is equal to V1, that is equal to velocity of jet at inlet, and BC is equal to relative velocity. The line joining these two velocities, that is nothing but AC, is nothing but U1. U1 is velocity of plate at inlet. With this, we have discussed all the velocity components that are included in the inlet velocity triangle. Now we will move to the outlet triangle. First we will draw V2, which is nothing but velocity of jet at outlet, which is making an angle alpha 2 with the horizontal. Alpha 2 is nothing but angle between direction of jet at motion of plate at outlet called as guide blade angle at outlet. As we did in the inlet triangle, so this V2 is resolved into two components, that is horizontal and vertical component. Horizontal component of V2 is Vw2, so that is nothing but whirl velocity at outlet, and vertical component of V2 is nothing but Vf2, so that is nothing but velocity of flow at outlet. Now we will draw the relative velocity Vr2, which is making an angle beta 2 with the horizontal. So Vr2 is nothing but relative velocity at outlet, so which makes an angle beta 2 with the horizontal. The line joining relative velocity Vr2 and velocity of jet at outlet V2 is called as velocity of plate. So that is nothing but U2. This we have completed all the components of velocity triangle at outlet. So now we will move to how to draw the velocity triangle. So let us start with the velocity triangle at inlet. Take any point A, draw a line AB is equal to V1, that is equal to velocity of jet at inlet in magnitude and direction. Draw a line AC that is equal to U1, that is equal to plate of velocity of plate at inlet. Now join C and B, so that will give the relative velocity at inlet. From B, draw a vertical line BD in a downward direction to meet the horizontal line produced, that is AC produced. Now BD will be equal to Vf1, so that is equal to velocity of flow at inlet. AD is equal to velocity of whirl at inlet, so that is equal to Vw1, and angle BCD is equal to vane angle at inlet, that is equal to beta 1. Moving to the outlet triangle, first draw line QP in tangential direction of the vane at outlet and cut such a way that QP is equal to Vr2, so that is equal to relative velocity at outlet. So from P, draw a line PR in the direction of vane at outlet, which is equal to U2, so that is nothing but velocity of plate at outlet. Now join QR. QR is nothing but velocity of jet at outlet, so that is equal to V2. From Q, draw a vertical line QS to meet the line produced PR at S. Then QS is equal to velocity of flow at outlet, so that is equal to Vf2. RS is equal to velocity of whirl at outlet, so that is equal to Vw2. Beta 2 is equal to vane angle at outlet, so that is nothing but angle SPQ, and alpha 2 is equal to angle between direction of jet and motion of plate called as guide blade angle. Now we will move to the derivation of impact of jet on moving unsymmetrical curved plate. So we will assume here this curved plate as smooth. So U1 will be equal to U2 is equal to U. So that is velocity of plate at inlet is equal to outlet. So both are same, that is equal to U. And relative velocity Vr1 is equal to Vr2 at inlet and outlet are same. So relative velocity is nothing but velocity with which the jet strikes the moving curved plate. Let us derive the expression for force exerted by jet in the direction motion of jet. So that is nothing but Fx. So as usual we write mass per second into initial velocity minus final velocity. So here initial velocity is nothing but so mass per second we can write it as rho into a into velocity. Rho into a is velocity is nothing but relative velocity Vr1. So initial velocity is velocity before striking the plate. So that is at the inlet. So we can see velocity with which it strikes the curved plate is nothing but VR1. So VR1. So that should be resolved into horizontal and vertical components. So this is now VR1 making an angle here beta 1. So this can be resolved as VR1 cos beta 1 and VR1 sin beta 1. So that we can write it as now initial velocity in the direction of motion of jet as VR1 cos beta 1 minus what is the final velocity similarly in the outlet triangle. So you can see here VR2, this is making an angle beta 2. So if we resolve this into the component, so we will get it as, so this is beta 2 VR2. So now this will be VR2 cos phi, VR2 cos beta 1. So you can see the direction is towards the opposite side. So we can write it as, so direction is opposite. So that will be minus. So minus is already here. So once again we should write it as minus VR2 cos beta 2. So if we solve it, rho into A into VR1. So what is VR1 cos beta 1? So you can see here, this part is VR1 cos beta 1. So that we can get it by deducting U1 from VW1. So VR1 cos beta 1 is equal to VW1 minus U1. So we can write it as VW1 minus U1. So that is VR1 cos beta 1. So minus of minus, that will be plus here. So similarly, let us see what is VR2 cos beta 2. So VR2 cos beta 2 is nothing but from here till here. So that is U2 plus VW2. U2 plus VW2. So what we have assumed is U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U. So both are same, we can cancel it. So we'll get equation rho into A into VR1 into VW1 plus VW2. So this will be the equation what we will get. So let us name it as equation number 1. So this equation is true only when alpha 2 is a acute angle. So we will go with the different cases. So first one is when alpha 2 is acute angle. So that is nothing but you can see how alpha 2 is less than 90 degree. So in this case we will get equation rho into A into VR1 into VW1 plus VW2. So second case when alpha 2 is right angle. So you can see alpha 2 is equal to 90 degree. So when alpha 2 becomes 90 degree, you can see this will be shifted from here to here. So this VW2 will be equal to 0 and V2 will be equal to VF2. So that is what I have written. V2 is equal to VF2 and VW2 will be equal to 0 since it is shifted from here to here. So this will be equal to 0. So what we can write in the equation is Fx is equal to rho into A into VR1 into VW1 will be there, but VW2 is equal to 0. So we can write it as rho into A into VR1 into VW1. So this is the equation when alpha 2 is 90 degree. Similarly, when alpha 2 is equal to obtuse angle nothing but greater than 90 degree. So what happens is V2 line shift from here to here. So this will be U2, and from Vf2 to V2 is always Vw2. So here what we will get, equation is Fx is equal to rho into A into Vr1, and Vw1 is same as what we will get. And so here, since Vw2 is shifted from this side to this side, so it will be Vw2. So this will be the equation for the case when it is obtuse angle. So in general, we can write an equation for force exerted in the direction of motion of jet as rho into A into Vr1 into Vw1 plus or minus Vw2. So when alpha 2 is acute angle, so it will be Vw1 plus Vw2. When alpha 2 is 90 degree, Vw2 will be equal to 0. When alpha 2 is obtuse angle, so it will be Vw1 minus Vw2. Now we will get the expression for work done. Work done per second is equal to Fx into U. Fx is nothing but rho Av into R1 into Vw1 plus or minus Vw2 into U. So this will be the expression for work done per second. So similarly, we will get the expression for work done per second per unit weight of fluid per second. So that is equal to Fx into U divided by weight of fluid striking per second. Weight of fluid striking per second. So Fx is nothing but rho into A into Vr1 into Vw1 plus or minus Vw2 into U divided by weight of fluid striking per second is nothing but rho into A into Vr1. For the weight, you should multiply by the G. So here this and this get cancelled. What is left is Vw1 plus or minus Vw2 into U divided by G. So this is the expression for work done per second per unit weight of fluid striking per second. So this is the second thing, and we will move to the one more. So that is work done per second per unit mass of fluid striking per second. So that we can write it as Fx into U divided by unit mass per second. So Fx we can write it as rho into Vr1 into Vw1 plus or minus Vw2 into U. So what is unit mass per second? So that is nothing but rho into A into Vr1. So this and this get cancelled. So we will get expression Vw1 plus or minus Vw2 into U. So what will be the power? Power is nothing but work done per second divided by 1000, we will get the power. So let us see what is efficiency. So efficiency of jet, so that is equal to eta is equal to output of jet divided by input of jet. So output of jet is nothing but work done. So rho into A VR1 into VW1 plus or minus VW2. So that is nothing but work done. Input of jet is nothing but kinetic energy, half into rho into V1 into velocity square, so that is equal to V1 square. So we will get rho into A into VR1 into VW1 plus or minus VW2 into U divided by half into rho into A V1 Q. So here we should substitute V1, not VR1. So this will be the equation for efficiency eta. Thank you for listening.